3 Commando Brigade is a commando formation of the British Armed Forces and the main manoeuvre formation of the Royal Marines. Its personnel are predominantly Royal Marines, supported by units of Royal Engineers, Royal Artillery, and the Fleet Air Arm, together with other Commando Qualified sailors, soldiers and airmen. The brigade was formed in 1943, during the Second World War, with a mixture of Army Commando and Royal Marine Commando units and served in the Burma Campaign. After the Second World War, the Army Commandos were disbanded and the brigade became a Royal Marine formation. Recently, the brigade has again become a mixed Army and Marine formation with the addition of an Army Infantry Battalion, Artillery Regiment and Engineer Regiment alongside 3 Royal Marine battalions and support services. Since the end of the Second World War, it has served in the Suez Crisis, Falklands War, Gulf War and the war in Afghanistan. History: 3 Commando Brigade can trace its origins back to World War II, when it was formed as the 3rd Special Service Brigade. The Commandos were formed as forces to perform raids on occupied Europe. Many of these raids were relatively small affairs, but some were very large, such as the 1942 Deep Raid, and the attack on St. Nazaire to cripple the dry dock there. The 3rd Special Service Brigade was formed in 1943 and sailed for the Far East and saw action against the Japanese in the Burma Campaign. On December 6, 1944, the brigade was renamed 3rd Commando Brigade, removing the hated title Special Service and its association with the German SS. In January 1945, the brigade was involved in the battles to secure the Maidan Peninsula and Kangor, holding a key position during the Battle of Hill 170 against repeated Japanese attacks. The brigade was then withdrawn to India to prepare for the amphibious assault on Malaya, but the dropping of the atom bombs on Japan ended the war before the planned invasion. Instead, the brigade moved to Hong Kong to secure the Crown Colony. In 1946, the Army Commandos in the brigade were disbanded and the brigade became a Royal Marine Commando formation. Formation in World War II Number 1 Commando, Number 5 Commando, Number 42 Royal Marine Commando, Number 44 Royal Marine Commando. Post-World War II 3 Commando Brigade was at the forefront of many actions over the next 25 years, acting as a strategic reserve for the Far East and Mediterranean areas. Its most high-profile operation during this time was the Suez Crisis, when it took part in the amphibious assault against Egyptian targets. During Operation Musketeer, units of the brigade made the first British helicopter-borne assault in history. 1971 saw the withdrawal of British forces from the Far East and Persian Gulf. The brigade returned to the UK with other British units. It moved to Stonehouse Barracks in Plymouth, where it remains to this day. The Royal Marines served on many occasions in Northern Ireland as part of Operation Banner and had a number of successful interdictions against paramilitary groups. Operation Corporate The brigade's next large operation was in 1982. Argentina invaded the Falkland Islands, and 3 Commando Brigade, reinforced by 2 Para and 3 Para, was one of the 2 main British land formations that took part in operations to recapture the islands. The brigade landed at San Carlos Water and marched across East Falkland to Stanley. Argentine units were defeated in several sharp engagements, and their forces surrendered on June 14. Gulf War In the aftermath of the Gulf War, the brigade was deployed on a non-combat task in northern Iraq. The Kurds had suffered immensely during the war and its immediate aftermath, and the brigade was used due to its rapid deployment ability. It provided humanitarian aid to the Kurds and saved many from starvation. 21st century Recently, the brigade has been involved in 2 major campaigns, including Operation Veritas in Afghanistan, 2001 and 2002, and Operation Telig during the 2003 invasion of Iraq. In Afghanistan, no contact was made with enemy forces, despite contrary predictions. Iraq, however, saw heavy fighting occur in the early stages of the campaign, as the brigade made its first amphibious assault in over 20 years by landing on the Al-Faw Peninsula in southeast Iraq. Both operations were successful, and demonstrated the brigade's ability to perform its traditional role as one of the United Kingdom's elite fighting forces. In 2006, the brigade returned to Afghanistan on Operation Herrick, replacing 16 Air Assault Brigade, where intense fighting occurred and the brigade suffered a loss of 15 men. Organization: the brigade is commanded by a Royal Marines Brigadier and contains Royal Marines, Royal Navy, Army and Royal Air Force personnel. Brigade headquarters staff are located at Stonehouse Barracks, Plymouth, Devon, with the majority of the subordinate formations in southwest England. By 2003, the brigade's constituent commando units had been reorganized in accordance with the Commando 21 restructuring. The Commando Helicopter Force, of the Fleet Air Arm, based at RNAS Yeovilton, provides helicopter support. The Special Forces element is provided by units of the Special Boat Service. SF support will be allocated from the Director Special Forces, as required for tasking. The attached Army units consist of commando-trained units from the British Army. They are attached to the brigade and provide close support, field artillery and integral combat engineer support. When the brigade is operating as the United Kingdom Netherlands Landing Force, the operational control of one Marine Infantry Battalion, a mortar company, 7th SBS Troop and a combat service support element of the Corps Mariniers are delegated to the formation. The brigade structure has recently been enhanced with the formation of 24 Commando Regiment Royal Engineers, which subsumed 59 and 131 squadrons and increased its capacity, bringing it into line with the deployable brigades of the British Army. The subordinate units as of 2013 are: Commanders. Commanders have included 1943 a Euro 1944 Brigadier Peter Young, 1944 a Euro 1945 Brigadier Campbell Hardy, 1948 a Euro 1951 Brigadier Campbell Hardy, 1951 a Euro 1952 Brigadier Cecil Phillips, 1952 a Euro 1954 Brigadier James Moulton, 1954 a Euro 1955 Brigadier Ian Riches, 1955 a Euro 1957 Brigadier Reginald Maddock, 1957 a Euro 1959 Brigadier Robert Horton, 1959 a Euro 1960 Brigadier Peter Hellings, 1960 a Euro 1962 Brigadier Norman Taylor, 1962 a Euro 1964 Brigadier Francis Barton, 1964 a Euro 1965 Brigadier Leslie Marsh, 1965 a Euro 1966 Brigadier Anthony Willesey Wilsey, 1966 a Euro 1968 Brigadier Ian Goulet, 1968 a Euro 1970 Brigadier Peter Whiteley, 1970 a Euro 1972 Brigadier Patrick Ovens, 1972 a Euro 1975 Brigadier Roger Afroms, 1975 a Euro 1977 Brigadier John Richards, 1977 a Euro 1979 Brigadier Jeremy Moore, 1979 a Euro 1981 Brigadier Michael Wilkins, 1981 a Euro 1983 Brigadier Julian Thompson, 1983 a Euro 1984 Brigadier Martin Garrod, 1984 a Euro 1986 Brigadier Henry Beverley, 1986 a Euro 1988 Brigadier Robin Ross, 1988 a Euro 1990 Brigadier Andrew Whitehead, 1990 a Euro 1992 Brigadier Andrew Keeling, 1992 a Euro 1994 Brigadier David Pennefather, 1994 a Euro 1995 Brigadier Jonathan Thompson, 1995 a Euro 1997 Brigadier Anthony Milton, 1997 a Euro 1998 Brigadier Robert Fulton, 1998 a Euro 1999 Brigadier David Wilson, 1999 a Euro 2001 Brigadier Robert Ferry, 2001 a Euro 2002 Brigadier Roger Lane, 2002 a Euro 2004 Brigadier James Dutton, 2004 a Euro 2006 Brigadier John Rose, 2006 a Euro 2007 Brigadier Jeremy Thomas, 2007 a Euro 2008 Brigadier David Kapoor, 2008 a Euro 2008 Brigadier Buster Howes, 2008 a Euro 2009 Brigadier Gordon Messenger, 2010 a Euro 2011 Brigadier Ed Davis, 2011 a Euro 2013 Brigadier Martin Smith, 2013 a Euro 2014 Brigadier Stuart M. Burrell, 2014 Present Brigadier Charlie Stickland. Battle Honours. The following battle honours were awarded to the British Commandos during the Second World War. See also, British Commandos, British Military History, Ski Warfare, Military of the United Kingdom, 1st Commando Brigade, 2nd Commando Brigade, 4th Commando Brigade, Australian Commandos, Marine Expeditionary Brigade American equivalent, Netherlands Marine Corps Dutch equivalent and part of UKNL Landing Force. References, Notes. Bibliography. External links, 3 Commando Brigade homepage.